Thank you so much for staying tuned. If you just joined us, this is TMI Tuesday's edition, and quickly want to dive into the first discussion segment, political situation in Rivers State, coping with the sole administrator. So many things been happening in that particular state, and it's good for us to once more dive into it. By my extreme, from my extreme left, I'd like to introduce an Islamic scholar, public affairs commentator. When we talk about politics, it's well grounded. Join me to welcome Alhaji Ahmed Ebaike. It's a pleasure for you to join us this morning after the lengthy period of Ramadan.
Thank you so much. Good morning, Mr. Wilson. Good morning, viewers at home.
All right. So very close to him, he is a clergyman, a political analyst, political affairs commentator, Bishop Bright Olumese. Bishop, thank you so much for gracing us with your presence.
Good morning, Wilson. Good morning, viewers at home. Happy New Month to everybody.
All right. And of course, the only woman in means of the men from the Amazon, yeah. Comrade Grace Ijoma, former chairperson NAWAJ, Edo State chapter. It's good to have you join us.
Thank you, Wilson. Thank you, viewers at home, and a pleasant new month to all.
All right. I like to call him a perfect gentleman. When he sat at the position, you get to realize that the law is definitely in his veins. Join me to welcome Barrister Ebosele Okifo. Welcome, Barrister. All right. So I want to start off with you, Barrister Ebosele Okifo. The situation right now in Rivers State is all the drama that ensued between the former HOS. He was told to say something. The wife was like shouting and crying. My husband has been kidnapped. He alleged that Fubara was behind the bombing of, some pipelines, and of course also the destruction, the burning of the House of Assembly complex. And here we have a sole administrator trying to broker peace, trying to make sure that things work in Rivers State, not to be accused of destroying the structure of the suspended governor, Fubara. Barrister, what do you have to say about all this?
Well, I know first of all, you should not expect the sole administrator to uphold any structure of any of the parties. Normally, it's not supposed to please any of the structure of maybe Fubara or even Wike, as the case may be. They ought to do justice to the people of Rivers State, but it's sad that he has actually not started well, because I believe that the person he made the SSG is not even from Rivers State, and his own personal assistant is also not from Rivers State. Himself is not from Rivers State. So it's like a situation where two brothers fight. In this instance, Fubara and Wike, the stranger comes to take over the whole thing. That is what is happening. Because even during the time of the military era, when we had administrators, when we had military governors, you see that the secretary of the state government in all the states were from those states. So, and there's this administrator telling us that he has looked at the millions of River State indigents that he could not find anybody that could be his SSG. I mean, it's wrong. You are coming into a state, you are coming to watch over the commonwealth of the people of River State. You, first of all, you are not from River State. Alana is from maybe Akwa Ibom, if I'm not mistaken. Then, his SSG is also a former military person, and he's not from River State. His personal assistant is not from River State. What kind of message is he sending out to the people?
Wow.
So I think it's not actually not fair. You understand? Now, coming to the issue, we all know that, of course, we have debated it. So many people have debated it that that state of emergency was even uncalled for. And I stand by what Nigerians, prominent Nigerians have said about that the state of emergency was actually uncalled for, because the elements that are supposed to exist, the circumstances that are supposed to exist before you now create a state of emergency was not actually present, the River State issue. So it shows that it was just a political situation. The president was just playing politics. That's
okay. All right.
That's the situation of things.
In Rivers?
In Rivers.
Okay.
So I'm not impressed so far with the way the sole administrator is going about his administration.
I will come back to you, Barrister.
I'm actually not impressed at all.
Okay, I'll come back to you definitely. Now, let me go straight down to Comrade Ijoma. Do you share his view to say the people that is surrounded the sole administrator are not from Rivers State, and that is sending a negative message? He also opined that the situation that led to the declaration of state of emergency is not in support of people. Let's take a look at the style of governorship of this sole administrator, surrounding himself with military personnel that are not from the Rivers State. Does that send a negative message or a positive message of neutrality?
Well, as a journalist, I spoke to some military personnel actually who told me that it's just like when a situation arises in a place and you send a new commissioner, a new in fact, anything that has to do with military, the armed forces, the police, and all the aligned forces, that when you send them, you have to pick people who are not from the state. Do you get that?
Yeah.
You pick people who are going to be unbiased umpires, and who are going to sit there and administrate over the affairs of that place without bias, without sentiments, and without prejudices. So that was what the president did, and I do not see anything negative about that, because it was meant to salvage a situation that had broken down. And then he sent them there, he sent him there, and he had to, you know, make his office conducive as he wanted it to be. Nobody should be dictating to any leader how he should run his office. More so a military administrator in a crisis-torn situation. So the man was there to, or is there to salvage a situation, and how he runs his office in salvaging that situation shouldn't be our concern now until he starts doing the wrong things, which would negatively affect the people.
All right.
That is where we should be looking at, because it's Nigeria. Nigeria is a big country, and when we are talking of being detribalized, we should look away from sentiments of who is holding an office, but what that person is doing in that office. I think that should be our major concern.
All right, I'll come back to you, Comrade Ijoma. Well, let me go to Bishop Bright of the message. You've heard both opinions quite different in the style of administration. One is of the opinion that you not having someone from Rivers State is sending a negative vibe to the people of Rivers State. Some are saying it's excluding the people from Rivers State. Why the other person is saying yes, for neutrality's sake, for you to know what you're doing per time. It is the right thing to do as long as you are not doing the wrong thing in terms of governance. Bishop, what's your view on this?
Okay, thank you viewers at home once again. My position has always remained. The situation of Rivers State is the same Nigeria kind of democracy that is of Nigeria and that shouldn't be encouraged or replicated anywhere. The position of sole administration in a democracy is out of place. Illegality cannot correct illegality. For the fact I'm concerned, the 6 months notice we are here. It will stay there in 6 months and create more problems for the region. Because in the first place, I was told that he took oath of office on which constitution as what? Democratically elected or what? With a constitution that we all know. So, but to be honest, it's a Nigeria factor. You know, everything here in Nigeria, the way it operates, it is different from every other place. In Nigeria, where the city president appoints a card-carrying member as an electoral officer, and you want a fair election. So what do you expect? That Imbas is just privileged to be in a seat of power, seat of money, and is going to play the build of the people who sent him there and all of that. It's just a simple case of Rivers sons who are in Abuja coming in another dimension to be siphoning Rivers Fund. The Rivers Fund that was withheld because there was no duly elected local government. The sole administration came in, all the funds released. That should tell you what the sole administration came to do. Well, for the far I'm concerned, presently Rivers people are suffering for maybe what also is not their fault. In Abination, the reason why I don't also hold grief for Fubara didn't come at any time to condemn the election that brought him to office. That was fraudulent, and that's why we hate Reja Radua, head of blessed memory. Even when he emerged, he came out and said this process is fraudulent.
It's fraudulent.
Yes, and that is a man Nigeria could rally around him.
Oh,
so in other words, what is happening right now in Rivers State is the same story of the kind of democracy we practice here in Nigeria that cannot be defined as democracy.
Okay. I'll come back to you, Bishop. Well, Alhaji Ahmed, you heard Bishop. He's towing the line of Barrister Ebosela. Now, what do you feel about all this? He talked about siphoning of money, talked about the Nigerian kind of democracy, talked about Rivers State children in Abuja flipping coins, flipping cards to make sure that APC's wheel is entrenched in the Rivers State.
Thank you so much. I think I will support Bishop because he has carefully analyzed the situation. Secondly, the Nigerian political system is the same. It's just that interest is the most important and paramount thing in the whole thing. Yes, when the sole administrator was appointed, there was a clause that any of the laws he's about to make, he must refer back to FEC. And FEC will have to rectify. And who are the FEC, like he just mentioned? The Abuja boys, or the Abuja men, or the men in the seat of power in Abuja. So you see, it was only a clear statement that you are going there, but you are under some terms and references. Because you cannot set up a committee without giving them terms and references. You didn't come out to contest now that willfully I want to become the governor of Rivers State, and once I become the governor of Rivers State, I will do X, Y, Z. No. He was called upon, please come. We want you to become the sole administrator of Rivers State. And once you get there, these are your terms and references. So definitely, Tinubu is the one ruling Rivers State. Because the one telling him what to do. Because he also said it clearly, when you are trying to make any new law, FEC will have to rectify. And who is the head of the FEC? Tinubu himself. And he's let me say, a strong supporter, Yes Wiki, is a member of the FEC as well. So at the end of the day, you will discover that Fubara just lost out. Let me use that language. Just lost out totally. Wiki, to me, is almost a de facto governor of Rivers State by proxy. Appointing somebody as the SSG from another state, how does that affect any situation? Or just to play like as the former chairperson just said now that for a level of neutrality, the only constant thing is interest. The interest is there and the rule is there, and he has been told, do it this way, and there is no way the sole administrator will go against the terms and references that was given to him. So indirectly, Wike, President Tinubu, they are still in charge of Rivers State, managing Rivers State the way they want Rivers State to be managed. Like as I rightly said, funds that was withheld, how come suddenly funds were just released? Are you getting what I'm saying now? And now the funds is being released. Okay, all right now start paying the outstanding salaries as the case may be. Then they were also saying, okay, do that project, and do this project as the case may be. So you now discover that, in fact, Fubara was just an unfortunate person. When that incident happened, I said it's better for someone to give you a gift, that after taking that gift, you will be made to vomit, and even when you are vomiting, blood will come out from it. Exactly what Fubara just went in. Somebody called you, come and become a governor, you are not a politician, and you took it. At the end of the day, in fact, I blame Fubara. I should have just stayed by the time I just follow suit so that you complete your 4 years.
I will come back to you. Now let's take a look at the system and the style of Ibaz, like she rightly opined. Since he came in, yes, funds that were withheld were all released. All civil servants, state, local government paid. Even the suspended, members of cabinets of Rivers State, the SSAs, the PA to the PAs to the PAs, you just name it, they were all paid. Don't you think this man is driving at a point, despite the fact that things are happen in Rivers State, you guys will not suffer. Is that not a plus to his administration? Well, I say some type of rulership.
Well, Pastor just said, Pastor and Alhaji, my extreme left, just said that what has happened is that the president has actually, through the back door, captured River State. Because River State is supposed to be a PDP state. The president is an APC person. Wike himself is dancing between APC and PDP. Nobody knows where he is. You understand? So the issue there is that before the declaration of state of emergency, were workers in River State no salaries? No. Did you see any demonstration on the streets by workers that were not being paid? So it's their entitlement. They ought to have been paid. Even when the Supreme Court made that judgment, we all saw that Kubara made effort to implement what the judgment said. He went to the House of Assembly. He wanted to go and present the budget to them. They locked him out. They did not grant him audience. You understand? So he was actually paying salaries. So when you pay salaries, nobody should commend anybody for paying salaries because it's their entitlement. They work for it.
For real?
Yes.
Even to the suspended SSA's commissioners and all of them.
Fubara would have also paid them because he was already implementing the Supreme Court's judgment. He was already implementing it. He wanted to implement it. You understand? Before this state of emergency came in, he was following it already. It was even the 27 lawmakers that even went against what the Supreme Court said because they made themselves unavailable for Fubara to be able to present the budget to him. So paying salaries, you are paying salaries, you are doing all that. It's not the issue. The issue is that the fund of River State is supposed to be in the hands of somebody that was democratically elected to govern River State. Now that funds is being given to somebody that was not elected by River State indigenes, and those that were not elected as River State representatives are not determining how those funds will be used. In a democratic situation, let me tell you the fact, if President Tinubu was not the president, he would be on the street demonstrating against this kind of decision. We all knew what happened when Jonathan tried to increase fuel price. They were all on the street demonstrating. When Jonathan declared state of emergency, they were also coming. Even Jonathan did not suspend the House of Assembly members. Yet they were on the street. They were in newspapers. They were on radio condemning Jonathan for daring to declare state of emergency when even the states that those states of emergency were declared were under threat by Boko Haram. Yet the opposition, led by this state president, condemned it. You understand? So now you are not a member of PDP. PDP is the one in control of River State. Now you are taking over River State. Now you are not determining what they will use their money to do when you are not an elected person from River State. It's wrong.
All right.
We all know that it's wrong. It's just politics. And you are busy. Yeah. Of course, the indigenous of River State, they have no say on it. And it's not supposed to be so.
Okay. Comedy Jamal, you heard him say paying of salaries, trying to be the good guy in an illegal situation is illegal. So what did you say about the system of rulership? Remember, when he came into the scene, he had to call these people together to talk to them. This is the reason why I am here. At some point, it's of the opinion that what he set to do, he is doing it. Now, he's saying whatever you do, it is not right because of the legal situation that brought into power. But from your own point of view, is he really performing what a governor should perform, despite the fact that he is a sole administrator?
Well, people have opined that everything borders down on 2027 election. I, as a citizen journalist, I do not want to really go into the nitty-gritties of politics, as it were. I am more concerned about the well-being of the people. They say if the purpose of a thing is not known, abuse is inevitable. But then, this man is already there. We shouldn't be dwelling on why a military administrator should be in a position of power in a civilian administration. It shouldn't be the in thing now because it's already done. Sometimes mistakes tend to correct mistakes too. because the president had seen, if I hadn't taken this, if I do not take this decision, it could be radical, it's radical. That is the way we all view it right now. But the man is doing what he should do and what the people expect him to do. So would you say he shouldn't expend the funds that are available? He should just go there, sit back, and maybe do parties at the weekend and go home? Or maybe siphon and take some of them out of the shores of Nigeria? Should we be asking him to do that now that he's in a place of authority? No, a man should do what he's supposed to do. And he has assumed office, and his powers, the powers that are vested in him, whether illegal or legal or anti-judicial, whatever, he's utilizing his powers and is leading the state or governing or dictating in the state, as the case may be. So what we are concerned about now is, are the people happy? He is now the chief executive or officer of the state, the chief security officer of the state, the man who has the cards in his hands. He has the yam, he has the knife. What should he do with them? He has to do what he has to do. And people are happy that, let's be honest, there was a time in this country, or it is still pertinent now, when people were saying, let the military come back. You and I know that there was a time when it was so tough and rough. The tumble were so palpable that you could touch them. And then people were clamoring for the military to come back and take over the helms of leadership in this country. And now we are talking of only one state out of the many, and somebody has gone there, and people are lamenting. It's because of the same sentiments that are opposed all over the place.
All right.
People are becoming too sentimental, too judgmental, too analytical. The reality is that somebody is there and somebody has to do what he has to do.
Okay, I'll come back to you, Comrade Joma. Well, Bishop, you heard that. He said outside the situation that led to him being the sole administrator, becoming the sole administrator, though he used the term dictating, people were like, no, he's not dictating, he's just doing his job as a sole administrator. Outside of politics, when the fight was so intense between Fubara and Wike, Rivers people were suffering. You could feel the fear, it was palpable. Some of the people that since this man stepped in, the fear is beginning to douse. The tension is beginning to douse. And the citizens are beginning to be happy outside politics, Bishop. Is this man not doing what he's supposed to do as the one in charge of Rivers State?
Mr. Wilson, let me first of all differ from what Committee Joma had analyzed. Number one, we condemn totally the administration of Bas as a sole administration in the constitutional, in the federalism.
I know that.
Hold on. Hold on. At the end of Ibas, nothing will be recorded that he has done. So, crisis. What was the crisis? The reason why you think everywhere there is no tension because Fubara is not a politician. You can't try this with the higher below, and there will be peace in the place. The sole administration will not breathe. You can't try that. Tell me which state they don't have political tension. Is it Kano? The rivalry between the NPP and the APC, the Dangote and the present governor, the Kwankwaso, the killing and all of that.
Zafara.
The reason why you see, okay, what was the game plan is to remove Fubara by honors. And they look at, we tried before, the people of concern came out, not even the Fubara. Fubara is a politician. Fubara was a politician, we can enter the vast state. Those runway in the airport, all of them, automatic work will start immediately. They will remove the earth. And this work cannot come from Abuja. It pains me when I start and see that Fubara is behaving like a woman. When you have the power and everything.
He's a man of peace.
He didn't say he's not a man.
He's
behaving like a woman.
He was sitting there to defend that kind of sit and the people. That approach was wrong, and it has shown. Now, was I trying to say? There is no way you can try to explain the good work of this solar administration because there was no vacuum. It was probably not being paid before. Were there no construction of roads? Were there no... So there is nothing. At the end of the day, he will end up achieving nothing because there was nothing before. The only thing he has achieved the fact that he's been able, and it will be difficult for them because the Fubara look like someone that is under training now. Some PDP governors, some other governors, they are massaging him. Because
Bishop, are you the one saying this?
Yes, I have to tell you the way it is. And all of that. Because at the end of the day, I just told you, under Kogi State here, we saw when Natasha wanted to contest Senate in his local government, how the bulldozer pulled the roads. You know, a real politician is at the end of affair. You just allow rally upon rally in your state. Who does that? Look at Bayelsa. Go and do a rally there. You will know that there is a governor there. And all of that. So please, like I want to say, don't come and convince me to try to say this. So
I'm just asking a question, not trying to convince you.
The administration has something that is doing. He has come, even though it's just only one. Let's not be sentiment. We should be, because it could be a Edo State tomorrow.
All right. I'll come
It could be any other state tomorrow.
All right.
I'm careful. The way all the governors are not united against this. I pray it should not be Opus of the mouth tomorrow and now begin to cry foul.
Okay.
It should not be Opewe tomorrow and begin to cry foul because he had come out to say that he did not support the South governor in condemning what President Tinubu had done. I want to remind you, Mr. Wilson, in case you forgot the Nigerians, that Opewe suspended the elected local government chairman, the federation, that is the Malami, General, condemned it. Say he doesn't have the right. So the governor does not have right to suspend local government chairman.
All right.
The president have right to suspend the governor, the deputy, the House of Assembly. Thank you, sir.
Interesting. Bishop, calm down. Let's watch our emotions right now. Let me go to Alhaji Iwaike. Well, I don't know, because people have different opinions right now. They are saying, the River State citizens, that they are happy, whether want to take it or leave it, that they now sleep with their eyes closed. And you get to realize that the bombing, so to speak, that were really truncated the wealth of the nation has ceased to a larger extent. Outside of politics, I keep saying this, outside 2027, because we have a man right now, the helms of affairs. Remember, the suspension is just for 6 months. His style of leadership, calling people together, brokering peace. And right now, even the so-called, right now in quotes, the supporters of Fubara, they are beginning to sing the praise of the sole administrator. What do you think is doing wrong that 3 of you are saying that this is wrong, and this must be rectified?
Thank you. The opinions of Bishop and our Esquire there is that the process of bringing in the sole administrator is where they are hammering at. That
not on the style of leadership.
Not the style of leadership yet, because that the situation has not really warranted to that state of declaring state of emergency. The pipeline they claim that was being burnt or whatever the case will be, they will never recorded any shortage of, production of oil. So how true was that pipeline bursting? Are you getting what I'm saying now? And how true is it that that pipeline bursting was not stage managed? That's a question. 2, his job is to broker peace. He has no other job. Definitely when you are here for a peace, 2 of you are quarreling. And we say, don't do now, you take. You don't do now, you take. You know what's man. So definitely his job is to ensure everybody is happy. But my prayer is that the job of trying to bring peace should not be sugar-coated. Should not be cementing the top and really leaving the bottom to be very rusting. It's not when you now break it and now discover that all the canker worms and all of them will now come up on air. Then that is just my prayer, that if he's going for peace, the peace should be holistic, so that at the end of the day, Fubara should be reinstated after that 6 months, and then the dispute between him and his former boss, and what really causing the crisis, if it is sharing formula, let them shelve the formula, so that at the end of the day, if it is 60-40 before, okay, or gas, it be now we go do a 80-20 as the case may be, so that at the end of the day, let them bring peace, and let the peace be holistic, because the truth is that, honestly speaking, I love Rivers people. These are warriors. When I mean warriors, people that don't give up fights. Wike does not give up fight. And that same gentleman, they say, don't take the gentle look of a Tagabi leopard for granted or for cowardness. So the man may be looking so gentle. Don't take it for cowardness. So that was that reverse you are seeing. Is even from Edo or another state too. Because when Bishop was talking, there are other states in the north where crises are going on. Zamfara, XYZ. The every crisis, okay, what many crises happened in Rivers State that warranted the state of emergency? The very day I announced it, in fact, I was so bitter to the extent I was even, you know very well that we worked for Tinubu. I am not denying I didn't work for Tinubu, but I told him that if this thing is not checkmated, 2027 kept me out of your support. Because I don't like so. See, you cannot be taking one man because, okay, I know you are going to deliver Rivers. This is a diplomatically done. If he does this thing, where even Fubara will work for him. If he had handled the situation where Fubara himself will deliver Rivers State for him, was we cannot a PDP only deliver Rivers State for APC? If he had played his game very well, Fubara would deliver that same Rivers State, even being a sitting governor as a PDP, for him as an APC. So this is what people have done to but this method be done at me. I am not in support of this state of emergency. These 6 months, I pray should remain 6 months. And after these 6 months, I pray should be given back to Fubara. And when it's given back to Fubara, they should give Fubara room to develop his state, because this is the first time Fubara has been able to link the inland to the island. They never knew they can construct road from the inland to the island. They always use these ferry boats before to go to Opopo and the rest. But now there's a stride road now over there. Development was springing up. They were getting 13 more salary that they never got before. As rich as River State, you shouldn't expect people to be suffering in River State. Is it by building flyovers? There are so many basic amenities needed to have done. Not by bringing flyover, celebrating 12 flyovers, and at the end of the day, you say you are doing something. When the man came, he brought people, he let them know that yes, there are better things we can do with our reverse money. And they started seeing it. So at the end of the day, you are not coming to truncate the matter because he said he cannot be 100% loyal to a godfather. Not that he was not even loyal, but just that the ball too big. I better reduce him. Not be saying job, but he said no, he must swallow Abba.
Thank you so much, Alhaji Ahmed. Let me come to Barrister. Man, this analyst I have today. Anyway, he raised a point saying, hope this 6 months will be 6 months. And Fubara will be reinstated. If you take a look at your own crystal ball right now as a legal practitioner, do you see that coming into fruition? Knowing fully what has been allegation and counter-allegation about Fubara's system of government.
Well, let me, before I go into the duration of the 6 months, let me just jump issues with you. He said river people, they're happy now. And it's the truth. Let me tell you, in 2021, the NBA we had our annual general conference in River State, Port Harcourt. And we were telling them, you are okay, look at roads, fly over here and there. They told us that, forget about all those ones, that Wike is not doing anything. He's just doing flyover and all that. That he has, since he has been governor for the past 8 years, no promotion for any of the civil servants. He didn't promote any of them. You understand? So they were just stagnated in one place. Fubara has taken care of those issues. You understand? So when you start saying that river people and all that, they were happy with their governor.
Yes.
That's the truth. You understand? Therefore, the issue of the 6 months state of emergency, the president can wake up tomorrow. And illegality does not need to last in perpetuity. Yes. The president can wake up tomorrow and say, well, since I have been told, okay, look at the way it was ratified by our National Assembly. Now, the Constitution is very clear that it must be by 2/3 majority. And how do you get 2/3 majority? It's by vote. Yeah. Not voice vote, not those that say nay, those that say yea. How do you
measure it?
Every time you say those that say yea now, all of us can say yea and all of us can say nay. You will not even know. Now, they were supposed to have counted them. They will vote. You know, even your constituency will know how you voted. If you are a senator, your senatorial district is supposed to know how you voted. Whether we voted for the emergency, for declaration of
state of emergency
or not. That is how they should have also done it in the House of Reps. They never did it. You just did voice vote. So it's unfortunate that those that pride themselves, that attribute to themselves that they were the one that fought for this democracy, starting with the President Tinubu himself, they are the one now eroding democracy. It's unfortunate. You understand? When they were sworn into office, they swore to uphold this constitution. The constitution is supposed to be the grand norm. Yes. You understand? Now they did not follow it. So even the president has also committed impeachable offense. You understand? Because the elements that were supposed to be present before you declare a state of emergency weren't there. You don't wait ahead.
But he quoted a section of the Constitution that empowers him to do that.
The National Assembly also didn't do what was right. So the president can decide to say, gentlemen, I want to do what is right now. Cancel the state of emergency, then bring issues into proper perspective. Now, when Lagos State were having problems, Lagos State, the speakership position, why did it not go into that move? Did it not go into it? Did it not resolve it? Somebody that was not in the country, he was impeached. When he came back, he said, I wasn't around. Why must I be impeached? Even though majority of the House members impeached him. Because he was very close to the president, he's the president's man. It was reversed.
Thank you.
And it was fully resolved.
Thank you.
So why when it now came to that of reverse, you now say, because let's not deceive ourselves with sin. Let's tell ourselves the truth. We know what is happening. Whether you like it or not, it's 2027 that is played out.
Thank you so much.
No, I'm coming. Because they know, the president knows that River State is the elephant. You understand? Whoever controls River State will always be very difficult to defeat during 2027.
Thank you so much, Barrister Ebosele Okifo. That is your last line because getting strong signal from my brother that they are set. So, do you think that this will go beyond 6 months, briefly, as we call it a wrap on this discussion?
Well, Barrister Ebosele has told us that the president has the power to also wake up one day and decide to extend. And he could extend.
Okay.
Excuse me. He could extend.
He said he could extend.
He could extend if he wishes.
All right.
He has the power. Like I said before, this president has the knife and he has the yam. Whatever he tries to do with them, it is his own prerogative also.
All right.
But then, the well-being of the people of River State is paramount, a major concern to me. And to all well-meaning people, we are concerned about the women, the children, the girl child, the boy child, family units, family institutions. Are they okay? Are they happy? And then we have all agreed. I'm happy that the panelists have all agreed that everybody in River State is happy.
All right, thank you. So they have Bishop briefly, our time is up.
Okay, number one,
yes.
The administration is there illegally and it's not doing anything. There was no economic problem in Rivers. There were political tension. And since he has been there, he has not had meeting with Fubara. He has not had meeting with the 27 lawmakers to break up peace within them if his job was actually to go make peace there. So I totally call Mr. President, wake up tomorrow morning and tell Mr. Abbas to go back to where he came from, to the state, Fubara, and the House of Assembly, and compel them to receive the budget so that governance will be enhanced.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Bishop. And Haji, briefly, our time is like up.
Fubara should be recalled back to allow him complete the mandate that his people gave him and for him to be able to pass across the dividends of democracy to his people. And Yesowike, please govern your FCT, allow Fubara to govern his River State. Thank you.
He is not a king yet.
No, he's a king. He's a chief title.
All right, fine, no problem. Well, you've heard them. You've heard them. Is Abbas doing well? That's a question for asking. Many are saying yes, he's doing well. Others are saying even if he's doing well, it's illegal. Yeah. So how are we going to really march this tune? Do you feel that the 6 months will be extended, or it should be reduced and let Mubarak come back. It's only time that will tell. We are watching. We are truly watching. Gentlemen and lady, thank you so much for coming on today's show. Oh, begging your pardon. In media, we are all men. So gentlemen, thank you so much for coming. She understands that.